I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
But there's this thing that keeps ringing at the back of my mind. You don't want to live in a country where you're always reminded that you're a foreigner. You don't want to live in a country wherever you're walking,
I feel like we don't talk about this a lot.
enough, yeah. And then you always have your passport with you because anytime anything can just go off. I think it's crazy. I think it's sad for another African to treat you differently, but when another different skinned person comes in their country, they treat him like they're treating the heavens. That is so terrible because how can you not love your brother when you and then you tend to love someone else?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What can you account that to?
What do you mean?
What can you say leads people to treating? Because this happens to
because we're taught that the white person is a savior.
Oh, okay.
We're taught, colonialism taught us that the white person is a savior, they're superior. So even themselves, they even feel like they're superior to us. South Africa was amazing. Okay. South Africa is a part of me that can never be taken away from me. Yeah. For me, South Africa is like my second home, as much as...
Have you ever known someone for a long time and looked for a time that you're going to reconnect? Because you two are travelers. You keep exploring different places until one day the stars align. Ta-da!
Hey guys. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing alright. Or with my audience, I say, hey, what it do?
Okay.
My name is Tino Sparks.
Yeah.
I call myself, my name is Tino Sparks, your favorite African without borders. And I'm so happy to be on this channel.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. First, I also have to say thank you so much for the continued support that you've shown me for a long time. She's been following my journey for like a good long time. I also knew her like when she was living in another country, and now we're in Zimbabwe, and that we're going to be talking about that whole conversation about just living in different African countries and what that experience has to offer. Right, are you ready?
I'm born ready.
Okay. Yeah, so that means it's a minute for you guys to confirm that you're ready. And how you know if you're ready, if you have subscribed to the channel. Okay, please subscribe to mean you're ready. Okay, so take us through the journey. I'm even keen to know, initially when I contacted you, I thought you're South African.
For real?
Yeah, because you used to live in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can tell us where you're from and things like this.
Oh, okay. So I'm Zimbabwe.
Okay.
My name is Tino Tenda. It's a Shona name meaning we are grateful.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was born and partly bred in Zimbabwe. Partly bred because I've grown up in South Africa.
Yeah.
And the reason why, I think if you know much about Zimbabwe, we look at South Africa as like a greener pasture. We used to look at South Africa as like our greener pastures in terms of maybe better because the economy is better.
Yeah.
I'm not sure now because I haven't been... Yeah, but like the economy seemed better.
Okay. Things
were working well, and like partly bred in Zimbabwe. And if you know any news about Zimbabwe back then in the early 2020, I don't know, but around those, there was an era where South Africa used to be like what everyone would say the American dream to Southern Africa.
Oh, okay.
Everyone wanted to go. I'd like to say the African dream back then, I think.
Yeah, the news have been sold of how they have good roads, how it's beautiful, how it's amazing. Even before, like even Kenyans, you'd hear Kenyans say, if you go to South Africa, you come back, you're shook. Every African, if they visit South Africa.
Yeah. So I guess it was the same for us. But then our relationship with South Africa was different because even being raised, our grandparents, I was raised by my grandparents, even those who were raised by their parents, they can tell that their mothers used to go to South Africa. We used to do arts and crafts in Zimbabwe. They didn't have that in South Africa, so they would go even to South Africa to sell those things. So for every young mother, the dream was to go and sell something in South Africa, and used to go these women cross borders. So basically, I was part of the
borders.
I was not a cross border, but I also had that dream because I finished my college. So basically, there was a point in time when things went bad in Zimbabwe.
Okay. And like economy?
Yeah, economy wise. Yeah. I think that was 2008. It was around the time when we had hyperinflation.
Okay.
I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And everyone kept leaving, and then our finances were not doing so well, and I had to leave. I had to leave, and I left. And I didn't just leave because I wanted to leave, but then because my guardians then had left, and everyone else was also leaving, and because I was in the care of my guardians, I don't remember. I don't really have strong family background.
Okay.
But then I just found myself in South Africa.
Yeah.
So I've been going to school there. So I did my high school there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting because, I got to that country.
Yeah.
Because it's my first time outside outside my country.
Zimbabwe.
They have this different accent, and they are reading a book.
So you're welcomed with culture shocks immediately.
Immediate culture shock. And then when they start reading, they're also shocked. They're like, this girl, how is she reading? Because you already have a Zimbabwean accent, you're still saying. And then the bus went, it's 77 and not 77. There's something else.
Okay.
So I did my high school there, and I came back to Zimbabwe after a whole lot of things. One thing I did my national exams in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So I also came back to Zimbabwe to do my varsity. So I did my university in Zimbabwe, but the University of Zimbabwe, the best university in Zimbabwe. What you talking about?
Okay. What's the name?
The University of Zimbabwe.
University of Zimbabwe.
So I know everybody knows Robert Mugabe.
Yes.
That's the university.
Okay.
So you already know. So I did my varsity, and then after that I then made that decision to say I didn't look hard enough, but like there was no hope, because the kind of degree that I took is a public service degree. I did public administration, and I had gone looking for attachment. I've not gotten, because it's a general thing that the public service, there are people who are old and they don't want to retire. And I think it's an African problem that we can't be shy to talk about, because these things need to be rectified.
Yeah.
And so there was no hope for me. If I was gonna get attachment, it's zero payment, but like I had the ambition to start developing myself after college, because that is what is expected. So I decided to move to South Africa.
Okay.
So then I went to South Africa. I had family to take me in. It was amazing. My aunt, and then another aunt, and then I've just been trying to develop myself from there. Yeah.
How was life there? Now you've settled in, you're no longer experiencing culture shocks, or were you still experiencing some?
South Africa was amazing. Okay. South Africa is a part of me that can never be taken away from me.
Yeah.
For me, South Africa is like my second home. As much as you meet people, an average person who doesn't like Zimbabweans.
Okay.
But like the majority of the people that I've encountered life with, they've been amazing.
Oh, that's good.
They're so loving, and I can never take that away from me. You understand?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So you stayed there for how long after adult moving?
I don't remember, but in total I've stayed over 10 years. I've stayed in South Africa for over 10 years. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what point do you decide now I want to come back? Because this is the interesting part. I knew anytime I'm coming to South Africa, I am going to meet you, until I'm texting you and you're like, hey, I'm now in Zimbabwe, ta-da.
So what was your question?
Like, how do you now start thinking, I want to go back to Zimbabwe?
Oh, okay, so I've lived in South Africa, I've loved it, I've explored South Africa, I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
But there's this thing that keeps ringing at the back of my mind. You don't want to live in a country where you're always reminded that you're a foreigner. You don't want to live in a country wherever you're walking.
I feel like we don't talk about this a lot.
Enough, yeah. And then you always have your passport with you, because anytime anything can just go off. I think it's crazy. I think it's because there's a number of undocumented South Africans, undocumented Zimbabweans in South Africa, and it's a big deal. It's a huge Home Affairs big deal, and they're not playing. And it's not just, if it was like the Home Affairs, it was okay, you understand? But like you can meet an average person who's just trying to harass their way out of you, and they're not going to do you any justice. They'll harass you, and you're not safe. So I got sick and tired of getting reminded, and it's a certain word that I hate that word. There's that certain word that they call Zimbabweans, foreigners in South Africa. I hate that word, and I was just like, man,
you can't.
I'm up to here. Sengla, I'm leaving, guys. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that contributed to it. Another thing that contributed to it is I didn't have a very favorable encounter with as far as safety is concerned. I haven't talked about it yet, but maybe with time I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I think this is the time to then give up, because no ways, man.
Okay, so like that, whatever encounter you went through came as a, this is the sign you were looking for.
No, it didn't happen just once. So these things happen maybe in the workspace. I think many men want to take advantage of Zimbabwean women. And it's only up when you want to stand up for yourself, because hell no.
Oh, okay.
No one's going to take advantage of me like that. But then how many people are as strong as me? So even in the workspace, you'd find that kind of harassment. And you can't go anywhere because you need the money, you need the job. I was very privileged that I wasn't at rock bottom, because I had a family in South Africa. This one time, there was an experience that wasn't favorable for me.
So you had somewhere to fall back to.
I was like, you know what, I'm leaving today. I slept the boss. I'm like, I didn't like what you did to me. And I left because he had tried to take advantage of me. And because I'm like,
I'm really interested in these conversations, because for the longest time I used to think about me. I'm a Kenyan. I'm happy in Kenya. I don't care about other places. I'll just visit you guys, until life happened onto me and I got married to an American, and now I have to think about this whole idea of going to another country altogether. Now talking about the real moving, like being an immigrant or an expat, depending on how you want to call it, or depending on who you're talking about and stuff like this. And I'm now more interested in these conversations, just so we can also normalize some things. Also know that whatever you could be going through, or the thoughts that you have, you're maybe not alone. For example, one thing I freak out about America is the constant thought of how Africans are not loved there, and how we are perceived differently, which you could say is almost similar for the Zimbabweans in South Africa.
But you know what's sad? Sorry to cut you. What's sad? For another African to treat you differently, but when another different skinned person comes in their country, they treat him like they're treating the heavens. That is so terrible, because how can you not love your brother when you and then you tend to love someone else?
Yeah, that's true. What can you account that to?
What do you mean?
What can you say leads people to treating, because this happens to
because we're taught that the white person is a savior.
Oh, okay.
We're taught, colonialism taught us that the white person is a savior, they're superior. God. So even themselves, they even feel like they're superior to us. Yeah, not to sound racist, but it is what it is. We didn't create colonialism, it was created for us.
Yeah.
You know.
It's crazy how sometimes you see Africans, and I've seen this in different countries, and we need to continue educating each other. We live life hoping like someone is coming to save our situation, like someone is coming to save us, and we are the ones to save ourselves.
I don't think someone is there's no savior. We are own saviors.
Yeah.
And I keep talking even as far as development is concerned.
Yeah.
Why do we have to wait for someone to come and tell us what to do with our resources when we can trade amongst ourselves in Africa as Africans? Yeah. I mean, Nigeria has oil. I mean, Congo has all those minerals. There's diamond. In Zimbabwe, there's lithium. Why are we trading with other nations outside Africa when our own people are suffering? And even as us, the owners of the minerals, we are not even getting much value out of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This is a whole diversion, but the concept is Africa is very rich, but we end up being poor, or, well, like the transition of that richness is not necessarily reflecting in our day-to-day life.
I could show, it's not showing. It doesn't show in our skin.
Yeah, so okay, let's go back to the perspective. Okay, the perspective has been painted. This is the place. Okay, then you decide, I am going to the place. It is still someone's dream to go to the place, but you decide, you know what, I am leaving the place.
Yeah.
How was that?
I think for me, experience is the best teacher.
Okay.
So I'd like to say the grass is greener where you water it.
Oh, that's true.
And then a famous YouTuber keeps saying east or west, home is always best.
Yeah.
And I think I've realized that because I'm not the first returnee from South Africa. And I think if you guys want a perspective, you could just keep following returning home from South Africa to Zimbabwe. You can see a whole lot of videos of that. And then many people are coming back to Zimbabwe with nothing.
Oh, okay. Why? How?
Because the lifestyle is okay,
Yeah.
but it can just sustain you from hand to mouth unless you really have what they call critical skills. Then you have a proper job, and then it's high paying and things like that. But it's very rare.
Okay, what's like a critical skill?
It's a critical skills work visa. Like critical skills are things like engineering, medicine, maybe law.
Okay.
But like if you have any other profession that's not
I'm a chef.
really, that's not a critical skill, so it's hard to get a job and get paid for it properly.
Okay.
And I mean, the job market has been going down like this. And I think that's how Zimbabwe started. It's going down like this. So it's crazy. So when I left the place, like you're saying, one of the contributing reasons was like, okay, South Africa has done me well. I love South Africa.
Yeah.
It's been good to me. But then I went on for a period of 3 years, or is it 5 years? I realized that my earning was not enough. My earning had not increased. No matter how hard I tried, it was just not working. I had someone who was working under me, but they're earning more than me because they're South African, and when you try to ask, they try to remind you that you're Zimbabwean.
Oh my goodness.
So it was just twisted, man. I was like, you know what? I'm trying to develop myself. I'm not broke, but I don't have anything in my bank account. I'm literally broke. I'm not suffering, but I'm broke.
Your lifestyle is good.
The lifestyle is good because you can afford to go to the mall, buy an outfit because it's cheap. You can afford to go eat at a restaurant, so you're looking nice, you're looking pretty. But then, bless you, it doesn't count because I want to look pretty in my bank account. You understand?
Yeah.
I want to look pretty in my bank account. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not getting any younger. So
yeah. So how is the transition? Because many people are looking into transiting back, but there may be they have fear of the unknown. They don't know what even people will think about them deciding to forgo everything they've worked over there to come back home. Life has changed. It's maybe not the same way you left it as. Yeah. How was it transiting back home?
I won't lie to you and say, oh, it's all rosy. It's all rosy in Zimbabwe. It's not all rosy in Zimbabwe. Yeah, my transition was super tough. I was telling you that when I came back, I was sleeping on the floor because obviously transporting all the stuff that I'd acquired in South Africa was more expensive for me than the cost I incurred when buying them. So it wasn't necessary. So I came back home with just my bags full of clothes and literally with no savings. I think I had like a month's rent or two, and that was it. I was struggling. I struggled because I then wanted something for myself, and also because my life is twisted like this, guys. But then I struggled, and then thank goodness life has been better. Life has been good. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than rather being in Zimbabwe because I've grown so much. I've grown so much as a person. I've healed so much because there's a certain kind of trauma that comes with certain experiences in life that you'd really want to heal. So I've really healed. And then also like in terms of investments, I'm doing so good.
Nice.
I also started my investments when I was in South Africa. Like I was not serious because like I bought land. My mom and I were buying land. We're helping each other, and we were trying to build the house. But then, yeah, we were almost trying to finish it. But like, I wasn't doing it proper because I had no idea I wasn't there. But then, like, now I'm here. I even started another project, and now I'm doing it. I am hands-on. It's a different feeling altogether. Even the energy that you put in the investment is quite different.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, amazing. I'm so happy that life has now stabilized for you.
Yeah.
Would you say so about?
It has stabilized, but like, I still want more out of this life because
Okay, I hear you.
no way, man. No way, man.
Yeah.
Like, we still want to work harder and achieve a lot more.
Okay.
Because you see, like, for some of us, generational wealth for most African people, it's not something that we really talk about. We don't even talk about finances on the dinner table. We don't even talk about savings. So tell me how it can go as far as generational wealth. It's only the few lucky ones like you guys. So I'm trying to build that. So now whatever I'm trying to build is not for me.
Yeah.
I'm already an adult. I mean, I'm already building for whoever's gonna come after me. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Now, what would you tell someone that is they've just moved back, they don't have savings, they're going through that tough season of they want it to work out here, but their current situation does not look like it's gonna change, they're sleeping on the floor. What would you tell this person?
Like, situation wasn't looking like it's gonna change anytime soon, but deep down in me, I knew there's a way, because it's been said, where there is a will, there's a way. And then, even if God has got you, you should not worry, because sometimes you might think, oh, I'm able to do this by myself, but then if God doesn't write, it's not written in God's book, it's gonna be hard for you to come out of things. So I think prayer works very much.
Yeah.
And then believing in yourself, because sometimes you're gonna find people who don't believe in you at all, and if you try to listen to those people, that mentality will limit you. So if you know what you want to do, and then act on it. Don't just have dreams and write them down in a diary. Act on them, and you see your life unfolding. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow. So what can we expect? What can we expect now that you're in Zimbabwe?
I used to travel a lot, but like, I'm not going to travel now because honestly, I can't do both. I can't travel and invest.
Okay.
So I'm at a point where I am investing. It's not much, because I can't say I earn a fortune. The little that I earn, I'm just trying to build it. So
everything you have to make a sacrifice for.
Yeah.
Something,
so once I'm done with at least a stable sacrifice, and then I can go back on the road if life allows.
If life allows.
Yeah. And then just travel. But like, for now, like, that thing is only because don't share too much.
So stick around and let's see where the adventure takes her. I'd be happy to link up like 2 years later, and let's have a conversation and see what happened in life.
Can you link up in a different continent, because we've done Africa.
Yeah. My goal is to visit all sub-Saharan country if I can, and the whole of Africa if I can. But my goal is to see the world, like, because I believe the world is God's creation, and I'm just happy to see it. So definitely we can link up in another continent. Guys, let us know if you would be interested in us, like finding a destination and going to and just linking up. That would be so
exciting.
Nice. Exactly. And even show you how African girls are being treated out here. So stay tuned, stay subscribed, and go check out her channel as well. And let's continue supporting African babes. And until the next one, always.
Okay. Always find time. Wait.
Say it.
You guys commented on your hair. Do you guys tell her that hair is beautiful?
Thank you.
Because it's so pretty.
Thank you.
It is these curls that I love.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm a big advocate of people to wear their own hair and to be as natural as you can, to be as African as you can, to be so proud of your skin, of your hair, of the blessings that God have given us. And so we wear our hair, and even when the wind blows it, you still are proud of it. Because if you see the other people, they are still very proud of their hair, even when it's unkempt, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for the compliment.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Always remember to create time for that to ignite your soul. Until next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.